I don't want to know if one of those motherfuckers call me today because you know that I am pissed off. Okay?
About what?
I am in a fight with my friend group again.
Yeah, because you do stupid shit. That's why. You do really. You want to talk about it? Should we just start it off and talk about it?
Well, of course we won't name any names, but somebody already did that.
I name names. Girl code. Okay. You're in a girl group.
Okay.
And one of the girls is suffering. And you hear some news. You hear something. Where is your code of like, where do you align? Who do you align with? Do you tell your girlfriend what you've heard because you're in a group and you've heard these things? Do you tell your girlfriend or do you keep it to yourself?
Okay. That really depends on the audience. That really depends on the situation. And that's where the discernment that we talked about last time comes in. Because if we're talking about a crazy person who is not going to benefit at all from the information, like, okay, if I find out that someone's banging their neighbor and the wife of that person is a friend of mine, is it helpful to tell her? Sure, I'd want to know. Is it helpful if she's the type of person that to just stick around anyway and never break up with him and then villainize you for being the messenger? No, it's not.
No, and that is a good point.
You see my point.
I see that point. So
if I know that this is information that this person would want to know, and I was, trying to give them the grace and get it to them, but history tells me that this loop is going to loop on it and loop on it and loop on it and loop on it. And that wasn't helpful for her. And it's certainly not helpful for me because it's not just a blip in the conversation. Now it's a big fucking loop. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because nothing change. Here it is.
Nothing changes
if
nothing changes. And nothing has changed.
So nothing has changed. Okay, now, so this is where I love you and I are. This is where they say your past is your greatest asset. Nothing happens in God's world by mistake, okay? And it's like, how can my dirty, miserable past help someone? Well, or how can my dirty, miserable past help us?
Yeah.
Here it is. You and I have a very strong and precious gift from our years as burlesque entertainers, okay? Yeah. That's aka a stripper. And this is before Cardi B and all that fun stuff. I'm talking old school. I mean, I had to stand on a box.
Had fun.
We had fun. Okay, you're a little younger than me. I was real old school. But what that job and what that experience gave me is I can read a room.
Mm-hmm.
I know my audience. So what you just said is, what are you reading your audience when you tell them this information?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know in our girls group, this person would want to know this. I would want to know. And so I told her.
Okay.
I told her.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I know.
You told her what I said. Okay. And that's okay because we have to also have the flexibility and the grace. Like, have I ever done that? More times than I can count. How can I ever be mad at somebody for doing what I do? And I love that one piece of knowledge alone is enough for a whole episode. Stop being mad at people for doing things that you do.
Oh my goodness.
You
this
do
is
them.
Amazing.
Okay. You can be mad. Give it a little pause. Give it a little grace.
Well, no one's perfect.
Oh, come on. Show me one person.
Well, that's what my mother says. And sometimes she does say the most profound things. She says, show me a perfect family and I'll show you a liar.
Every house has a toilet. My friend David Moses would always tell me that.
I love that. And our friend, I love you. Where are you, Dave? Okay, so here we go. My mom also said this. Thank you very much, Lynn. She said, everyone put your problems in a pile. Okay, so let's all do this. Okay, so everybody think right now we've got our producer in the house. So we're all the three of us are gonna put our problems in a pile.
We've got living stuff. We've got real estate issues. We've got to get rid of some houses.
All these problems.
We got bad tenants.
But guess what?
We got love stuff. We've got family stuff. We're gonna put it in a pile.
Everyone's putting their own problems in a pile. I am picking back up my pile. I don't want your problems. Okay, I don't. And I just heard our friends, he doesn't have big problems, but I don't want those problems. And I want my problems. I don't care what they are. I said that to my friend the other day. We were the group of moms that went away. And I said, everyone put their you're going to pick up your own problems. And the only mother that had a problem was the mom who's suffering from cancer.
Yeah.
You know, and I get that. She's like, Nikki, and it's like, well, like we just ended the conversation there. But if you don't have a deadly disease, and even then, cancer is not a deadly disease. If you do the right things, if you do the right protocols, there's a lot of things that the government wants to suppress the world because it's a big money-making industry.
Yeah, huge.
So wipe out all those little, that one big thing. But if we all put I don't want to deal with your mom. I don't even want to deal with my mom.
No.
You see?
No. And I mean, God's shown me that this year, like just this last 2 weeks, my best friend's going through a horrible separation and you know, she has the baby and she has the business and she has the house and she has a relationship. Like, what energy would I have spent wishing that I had what she had?
Thank you, God.
And I need that energy to help her.
This is
not to
it.
be jealous of her 6 months ago. I don't know what God has.
Is
in the
everyone out here
cards.
listening to this? This woman wants a husband. You want a baby. You're looking at your best friend who has the baby, has the husband, has the big business.
Mm-hmm.
You put your problems in a pile. Do you want that situation?
No, because I'm free. I'm not financially enmeshed with somebody today, and I don't have to split up my living situation, and I don't have to worry about co-parenting. And those are problems that when I'm in like such lack energy, like I'm so focused on what I don't have, I can't see those other things that could crop up. You know what I mean? But then God shows me them in other people and it makes me grateful that I'm just following my path and not trying to look at anyone else's.
Well, do you know what I realized that is when Britney Spears remember when she was on the straitjacket on the cover of National Geographic? And I was like, my daughter and I loved Britney.
Yeah.
I still love Britney.
We
And
love
what you
Britney.
guys say, Britney?
Leave Britney alone.
Oh, I love that video. Leave Britney alone. Everybody Google that. That's a classic. And I love you. Where are you? Leave Britney alone person. That was great. But anyway, I'll never forget that day because I used to say, man, Britney has look at Brit. Best life, 2 sons, banging body, pop star of the world, does whatever she wants. Because here I was a single mother, you know, living in my little
This is
apartment.
called fantasy addiction.
I know, but I'm a fantasy addict.
Yeah.
So then I was looking at it. But that's the day I knew I didn't want someone else's life was because here's a woman who seemingly has it all and is shaved her head and is in a straitjacket for the world to see. And that's when I was like, I like my little life. When I have a breakdown, no one sees it. I'm in my bathroom.
Privacy.
I'm in my bath. Yeah, I'm in my
You
bathroom.
value privacy at that
Thank
moment.
you. I don't need all those problems. I don't need all those people looking at me. I don't need you guys, you know, looking at my ugly tear face. So I'm grateful for the life I have. But that's only from basically doing the work every day to stay grateful,
Right.
to stay in the obsession of gratitude. Because you started obsessing about something and we just had a little talk before we came in the
Yeah,
studio.
thank you for the talk in the car. Like, this is why we're here. This is why we're here for our audience. Like, I need to be reminded of what God can do. That is, at the end of the day, that is the only thing that will help me, is that reminder. I don't need to be reminded that I'm still young enough and pretty enough and I have all these resources and I have a family that loves me. I know that. Okay? I need to be reminded of what God does and can do in my life and in others.
I just gave you the example, and you'll love this, producer. I haven't paid my property taxes in almost 2 years because I didn't have the money. I'm living literally on my credit card. Remember, I lost my job in COVID at one of Canada's largest hospitals. Okay.
Right.
My house is paid off. There, it was a miracle. God did for me what I could not do for myself during COVID. So I got this big, you know, settlement check. My whole entire department did. Okay, thank you, Sunnybrook. And I'm just so great. Thank you, Canadian taxpayers. Actually, that's where your money went. And I was like, how the fuck am I going to pay these property taxes? I told you last week. I was like,
Yeah, you told us
it
last
was
week.
starting to get crazy. Like this is now, because what happens, I don't know if you slaves out there know, but if you don't pay your taxes, they will take your $10 million house, even if it's paid in full, because you owe what, $20,000 in taxes. I mean, this is the kind of world we live in. Okay, we're slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Long story short, guess whose property taxes are paid off? And no, I didn't have to hustle anybody.
No.
I didn't have to murder anybody. I didn't have to rape, steal, torture.
Make up stories.
I didn't have to do anything.
No.
I just had to stay awake in life. You understand? I had to do the next right thing. I didn't just sit and do nothing while sitting here crying. Let me find someone to take hostage. Help me. No one's coming to save you,
Mm-hmm.
and no one is coming to save me. So I guess my point is be patient.
It's practicing patience and being really graceful in the waiting, the fucking waiting.
I know. What are you going to do? You hear these women, they want babies and then they stalk a pregnant woman and all of a sudden the mom is like, where is she? And then she has a baby, and you've seen these TV movies.
Yeah, or just spending so much time on like dead ends, and all of those dead ends add up to like this dead time that in my mind pushes the big result that we've all been waiting for away and away and away and away. And every time I sit down with dinner or for dinner with a man that I don't see a future with, why am I doing that?
Well, I told you, you can't get more time.
Mm-mm.
How precious is your time to you? What's the most valuable thing you have?
My time, and I use it to serve others because I know that that's what God would have me do. And so I don't know exactly how it's all going to play out. Thomas Merton prayer. I don't know if I'm doing God's will, but just maybe even having the desire to do God's will pleases him. Like, I have to help my friend with her baby right now.
That's it.
Like, that's it. I have to help my cousin whose mom just passed away suddenly figure out what she's going to do with her mom's house. She has no idea. I have to sit and do this stuff because I genuinely want to, because I genuinely want to be out of my head long enough to forget about my own plans and designs. This is a radical concept, but this is the reality. I do what's in front of me that needs to be done so that I can forget about my own plans and designs, because that is where the pain is. I am so crazy when it comes to planning and designing in my head.
Well, here it is. Nikki, I'm depressed. No, you're self-obsessed. So all you doctors out there writing scripts, this soul surgeon is here to wake you up and tell you, stop feeding people with these pills and this depression song and dance. It's called self-obsession.
Mm-hmm.
You're depressed because all you're doing is obsessing about you and your life. So what did I say before we came in the studio? I said to you, what if I told you the only reason you exist today is you're serving your best friend who is in crises,
Mm-hmm.
your cousin who just lost her mom, who has a mountain of problems on that.
Mountain of problems.
And that's the only reason you exist today.
Yeah, like that could be the reason I exist today. Everything that's happened up until this point, even me stupidly saying something to Nikki that she stupidly repeated to somebody that I won't name right now, even that could be somehow the trajectory that got me to the place where I am literally here to serve my family and friends.
You're a stupid bitch and can't keep your mouth shut. Hello, little gossiping slut. Like, come on, let's all wake up here and get honest. Nikki said something. You couldn't keep your butt shut.
I couldn't.
There we go.
I couldn't. And you know what? And I was unthinking, and I was irresponsible, and I was on a roll where I was thinking, and I was responsible, and I was accountable. But guess what? I don't have the ability to explain to someone else how to get responsible and get accountable unless I fuck up a little bit so that I can remember how I did that. Does that make sense?
Well, you're never going to seek God when things are going perfect, because things are going perfect. I'm not on my knees crying out for this power of love, of responsibility, of forgiveness, of being zealous and being accountable when things are going really well.
I don't
when things
wake
are
up
going good, I'm like really busy making sure my lipstick looks good, that maybe I'm going to do, like, I'm not thinking
get
of
my little
these things.
perfect tanner. I'm going to go to the gym, look at my butt. I don't wake up from like having an amazing night with a gorgeous man who treats me like perfectly and then wake up the next day and start begging God for help the next day. I might
No, you're begging a guy for more hot monkey sex.
I might thank God. I might call out to God, in the bedroom, but it's not going to be what brings me to my knees. And
I'm calling out for God in the oh God, stop that shit.
I know it's too much.
Or actually, before you even start having sex, invite God into the bedroom.
Invite God into the bedroom. People say this, and I don't know what that means.
What does that mean? That means that you actually are present.
That means no weird shit, right?
No, that doesn't mean someone dressing up as a radical Jew named Jesus. Okay, let me get my white linens out here. No, that doesn't mean that. What that means is when you invite God into your bedroom, you are very present. You are very present.
No
You are
phones.
serving the person you're with. You're not sitting there rubbing your stone like it's a lucky rubbing stone. I'm like, dude, that's a delicate flower. You're supposed to be like, come on.
I'm dead.
Oh, well, it's true. Like these men are watching too much goddamn porn to even know how to invite God into the bedroom because, hey, in porn, there is no God in the bedroom.
No, there's no
You understand? So I don't even know how we digressed into like, oh, God.
Oh, God.
So bring God. And if you're listening to us, you're just joining us and like, oh my God, these girls are religious. No, we're not. No, we're not. Religion is for weirdos, okay?
It is not what we do.
Religion is programming, deep, sick programming. And I mean that because I've seen some of my religious friends go nuts.
I met lots of people come in the rooms with religious backgrounds and they are out of their minds. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I'm always like, if your Bible worked for you, why are you in a 12-step room?
Yeah, no,
No. If that God that you go back to now, that same type of programming.
Why do you need to drink 5 bottles of wine, ma'am, tonight? If you have God and he's working in your life, why would you need 5 bottles of wine?
You certainly don't. I get it if you're not an alcoholic and you want to have a little glass of your red wine.
Not
Jesus
5
juice,
bottles.
but not 5 bottles. Al-Anon. Jesus. That means you're an alcoholic. Hello. So I guess really what I want to say here, because we probably should wind down this episode soon. I mean, I think the bottom line, Jess, is really being radically honest daily. Remembering that
I fucked up.
You
I shouldn't
fucked
have
up.
opened my mouth.
You're a gossip. And that I'm a gossip. And so what does that mean? We need to keep our mouth shut. We need to have this power sit on our tongue. We need to think about how our words affect other people.
Ooh, let's sit on that for a bit. Like words affecting other people.
Well, words have power.
Because we are so me can be so sloppy with our words. And I can be doing everything. I can be doing all this service for my family and my friends and all these things that I'm like, speaking about, and I don't need a gold star for them. But anyways, I'm sharing my experience, but I could do all of that. But if I'm sloppy with my words.
Oh, I just called you a stupid slut. Like, I mean, that like, and in joking and in jest, but I really need to remember.
But you know your audience.
But I know my audience, but also some people may watch and go like, woo, what are these girls saying? Or
right.
I was on a meeting yesterday and I kept saying, I was talking about how I went out for dinner with my cousin Tina Tits. Okay. And then someone literally unmuted and said, why do you call her Tina Tits? Does she have Z-sized boobs? And no, that's our family name for her. Like, cousin Tina Tits. And we just call her that TT. And I wasn't paying attention. Nikki, you're on a meeting. Just refer to her as your cousin.
Right.
So words do matter because I don't know all that audience. I mean, it's on a Zoom. Some people just have white heads and a black screen. So I don't know who I'm speaking to. So words matter. So I think
words matter. Be impeccable with your word. Use your words with integrity. Speak truthfully.
What is that? The 4 agreements.
Yeah. Speak truthfully. Don't gossip. And don't use your words to harm others or yourself. And you can't do any of that unless you pause a little bit.
God, you got to be so conscious in life.
You have to be
God,
so
I've
responsible.
Got to be like up, staying attention, remembering who I am at all times, remembering who you are at all times, staying attention, doing the right thing. And guess what, Jess? We're going to mess up like you did.
Okay. And on that note, don't take anything. So as far as words are concerned, remember not to take anything too personally.
Oh, you mean like the way I woke up to this, the meeting I was on? I woke up to an anonymous message. I don't know this number, nothing, saying I'm killing people with my message. It was just, and I just said, okay, thank you, troll.
Because here it is. It's a football stadium, or I like to use a concert because I don't watch sports. And I'm sitting over here, and I have an eye view of the stage, and then someone's sitting over there, and they have a completely different eye view, and someone's in the nosebleeds, and then someone's at the lighting pit. Remember we said Lionel Richie when we were dancing in the lighting pit or whatever.
Yes.
And so many fun concert stories. And then everyone's seeing things differently, and they're seeing things based on their fears, on their beliefs, on their experiences. Just those 3 alone are enough to meditate on for this conversation. They're seeing through their fears, through their belief systems, their programming, and their own past experiences. And they're going to have completely different, those three things, than me. So why argue so much for someone to see my perception when they can't? They can't. And they might say something to me based on their perception. And that's why I can't take it personally, because it's through their glasses, their lenses.
Everyone has, and you know this because you're on social media and I'm a little older, but I finally found out what POV means. I had no idea.
Oh my God.
I was like, what the hell is POV? And it's point of view.
Not everyone knows.
So I didn't know this. I'm waiting to be a
Someone
grandma.
asked me what FFS was. I was
What
like,
is
for
FFS?
fuck's sake.
And I asked you something in the car too. Oh, FW, fuck with. I was like, what is that?
They're like, I FW with her. I'm like, they fuck with you.
Okay, I like that. So anyway, what I was saying, everyone has their own point of view, their own perception. So when cousin Tina Tits and I were out for dinner the other night, I said, do you see something strange going on in the world? Do you feel something? And you know what she said? No. Now we're in you understand? I see your face.
Okay. Fuck.
Okay, so
That's
go
where I
deeper.
leave the
So
table.
That's what I'm talking about. So I knew I didn't say anything to her. I wasn't going to kind of convince her and go, wait, do you not see what's going on in 2026? And she's just like, no, it's always been this way. Nothing's new. I feel there's nothing different.
Oh.
So now if I ask you or if I ask some of my other friends.
What numbing agents is this person on?
Well, you want to know what she said to me?
What?
And then I knew she was a real Starseed. Cousin, that's why I love her. That's why I call her. She's so cool, Cousin Tina Tits. She says, it's always been this way, Nikki.
Ooh.
And I was like, she's a fucking starseed. She sees things that I don't know about. And she knows that it's always
It has always been this way.
way.
There's layers that have just been removed. The veil is so fucking thin now. But guess what? What's behind the veil, Wizard of Oz, has always been there.
I know.
It's always fucking been there this whole time.
Somewhere over the rainbow. Bullshit. It's right here, right now. Here. There's no over the rainbow. There's no behind the clouds. It's right here, right now. Daily spiritual warfare. I got to stand at attention. And here it is. And maybe we can talk about the next segment. This is not about relearning. It's not about anything except remembering.
Remember.
Remember who the fuck you are, woman.
Thank you for reminding me of that in the car.